Hey everyone, it's Eric from TheLonelySpider here, and I couldn't be more excited to share with you today that we have officially began production on the next Spider-Man fan film. Almost 2 months ago, on January 21st, 2022, we released the first installment of the Spider-Man web series called Spider-Man Power Responsibility. It took us almost 3 years to make, and it was a 2-hour-long fan film about Spider-Man fighting the Sinister Six and learning what kind of hero he needs to be. The reception has been incredibly positive, and us here at TheLonelySpider couldn't be more thankful. This video will have spoilers for Spider-Man Power and Responsibility, so if you haven't seen it, which I'd really appreciate it if you did, there's going to be a card up here that'll send you to the movie. Please check it out, and without further ado, let's talk Spider-Man 2. So some of you may recall that I wanted to take a break after Power and Responsibility, a break from everything Spider-Man, and I did. But due to circumstances that have come up in my life, we are on a we're in a time window now of when we can make Spider-Man 2 and Spider-Man 3. So there really is, there's no more time to rest. We need to get right to it. So let's talk Spider-Man 2. If you've read the title of this video, you know the title for Spider-Man 2 is officially called Spider-Man Back to Basics. For a while, we had the working title Spider-Man Hopeless Romantic, but it was just a working title, it was nothing official. But now we have an official title, and it is Spider-Man Back to Basics. The title makes sense in context of the movie. It represents so much of the story and what happens in it. So if you're scratching your head wondering why we chose this title, when you see the movie, it will make sense. If you've watched Power and Responsibility, you know that that movie ends with Peter Parker becoming the Spider-Man he is supposed to be. He's becoming the hero he's meant to be and should be. It ends with him forgiving himself for Uncle Ben's murder and becoming a symbol of hope for the city rather than a symbol of vengeance. Now that his arc from Power and Responsibility is complete, you guys will see a version of Spider-Man and a version of Peter Parker that is an incredibly familiar version. It is the version of Spider-Man that you all know and love, hence our Spider-Man, our Peter Parker, is back to basics. A big reason why we're doing this film also is to develop the other characters within the web series universe, not just Peter. We want to develop Gwen, we want to develop Harry, Flash, and all the other characters that we have seen from Power and Responsibility, and maybe even introduce some new characters. I'm going to keep it light on the story details. The story involves Peter Parker, aka Spider-Man, following a conspiracy that leads to secrets about Oscorp Industries being revealed. And based on that, you could probably guess who the villain is. As for the villain, if you stayed to the end of the credits of Spider-Man Power and Responsibility, you know. It's a villain I'm very excited to do. It's a villain I've been building up for a while. It's Spider-Man's arch-nemesis. The villain for Back to Basics is the Green Goblin. As for what version of the Goblin, I'm leaving that up for interpretation. Watch Power and Responsibility and tell me who you think it is. Another thing I will add is this movie will be nowhere near as long as Power and Responsibility. This movie is going to be around the 45 to 50 minute range, mainly because Spider-Man 3 is absolutely massive, but this video is not about that. This one's going to be more of like a character-driven narrative, and it's going to be very contained. There's no Sinister Six, there's no like other cameos from superheroes. This is a very contained movie. And it's going to be really easy to film, and we can get it out faster that way. So it will be nowhere near as long as the other installments in the web series. Filming starts very soon. I cannot wait to get started. I'm so proud of the story we cooked up, and I'm going to be doing more behind-the-scenes videos for this because I really miss doing those, and I didn't do enough of those for Power and Responsibility. So I hope you guys have a really fantastic day, and let's get filming. Can't believe I'm doing another one of these. I need to get a girlfriend.